I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All 6 of them.
Who are you?
Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. This is another paid request, this time from I Hate Facebook. And if anyone has any requests or topics or reactions or reviews, re-reviews, pretty much any type of video, feel free to send them either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. If you're wondering why I'm doing this, because this is Night of the Demons 3, aka Demon House from 1997. And I've seen this film before. It was as bad as when I first saw it. Because I like the first Night of the Demons. I do. I like the gore. I like Kevin S. Tenney, the director's work in that film. I like this one character named Roger. He was fun to me, that character, and unique. And yeah, he did me. Then you had the sequel, which I thought was a big step down. The characters I thought were less meh. There was some quirky effects, like a pair of tits becoming a pair of human hands. That's one thing Night of the Demons 2 is worthwhile. But then it felt like a lot goofier and sillier. Like there's a fighting nun and gets her head cut off. But even though she got her head cut off, she pops her head out like a turtle. Because apparently she ducked. Because the story with that film was that she was killed, but then they had reshoots. So instead of reshooting the whole thing, like not having her head cut off in the first place, they said, no, let's use that. And her head just pops back up. Anyway, that's still... I'm not a big fan of Night of the Demons 2, but it's a lot better than this movie. And even the remake Night of the Demons with Edward Furlong is a lot better than this movie. This is easily the worst with the moniker Night of the Demons. Easily the worst. It's cheap. It's boring. It's slow. It doesn't do a lot with the demons concept. It takes forever for the demons to appear in a fucking movie called Night of the Demons. Night of the Demons 3. It takes fucking forever. And then the movie thinks that these characters are so likable. And no, they're not. The acting sucks. The characters suck. There's not a lot of creative juices in the effects. What it does for the effects... This lady has this puppet, and then her hand becomes a snake. It's not even the best effect for a budget that was, what, $5 million? More than the first two combined? I could be wrong on that, but I understood this was a $5 million budget, more than the first two combined. And then, like, oh, here's a snake hand thing. And one person's wearing this demon mask, and then, you know that Goosebumps episode, The Haunted Mask? Pretty much turns that where after he dies, the mask becomes part of him, and then he does a shitload of jokes dealing with the devil. Or Yo Mama jokes. There's more Yo Mama jokes in this that I care to fucking remember. What the hell was one of them? Your mom is so ugly, Ripley's couldn't believe it. That's funny. I remember better and Major Pain. Your mama's so fat she played pool with the planets. So, the opening credits is as cheap as... Like, they were so loving these opening credits that go on for 4 fucking minutes. And there's, like, ghosts and fire and nothing that pertains to the actual fucking movie. I don't know why they felt they were so proud with this first 4 minutes to have it go on for 4 minutes in a short-ass movie. But they did. So you have this group of people in the van. You have an asshole or the driver of the van that just does what he's told. A black guy that gets shot and most of the time is like, I can't do this, I'm shot. And then gets run over by a fucking van. And then there's a demon. So he doesn't do much of anything. Dialogue, find me a bitch that can suck a golf ball through 10 feet of garden hose. And you're like, suck my dick, suck my balls. My big shredded balls. They pick up some hitchhikers. They get to this store. The guy who owns the store is a dipshit. There's a gunfight, and the director thinks he's making an action film all of a sudden. But... I'm sorry, the director didn't impress me with what he did here. I did find it funny. I mentioned this when the fucking store they go to is literally called the Twitty Mart. When I first saw this, I went, is Apu worked it? Or did he... I know he got canceled by the SJWs. Was it now? Well, by this point, Apu was still around. He's had the Twitty Mart? It's actually called Twitty Mart. Well, I guess maybe that is... I'm sure that's a thing, of course, in real life. There are Twitty Marts, of course. But just one of those that, when you mention it, anytime I think of Twitty Mart, I think of The Simpsons. So, I can't be the only one. Maybe I am. Oh well. During that shootout, the black guy gets shot. The black guy dead already? I know there's the whole joke of the black guy dies first. Is that really the case? No, it wasn't the case. This lady gets run over by a car. And then he dies. So they run out, they're on the run, they go to his mansion, and it's the mansion, even though it looks different than the other films, that Angela is in. Angela is played by Amelia Kincaid. She played Angela in all 3 of the original Night of the Demons movies. And Angela, because it takes so long for the demons to come into play in this short film, and then when Angela's on screen, she only seems like does a couple things. The main thing is she takes someone's gun, sucks it, swallows the bullet from the gun. And then I thought, okay, is she going to spit the bullets back into his mouth? That's what, when I first saw this, I thought, is that what's going to happen? No. That's not what happens. She kisses the guy and the dumb bitch spears her tongue through the back of his head. I'm like, wouldn't it be better, like, you suck the bullets out, you kiss him and go, poof, 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 poof. Like, you see multiple bullets go through the back of the head? I mean, you're sucking the bullets out. No, okay, I guess we're not going to do that. That would be too creative. By the way, would you kiss a lady that sucked off a gun? Maybe it's just me. I would not kiss a lady who was sucking off a gun. Here's a gun. I'm like, no, I'm not kissing you, bitch. Stay away from me. And then when she first appears, I swear they stole footage from the previous movies. Like the POV and her gliding around, like this Evil Dead. They stole that from the previous films. So you couldn't even shoot new footage of that. Other characters, is a cop that went to that store. I didn't mind the actor, but he just wasn't given a lot to do, sadly. I wish he was. I liked the little bit that the cop, he's actually into magic, and he likes these magic cards, like these magic tricks with the cards. And he's telling this guy, because he knows there's something up with the store owner, pick a card, pick any card. Oh, you picked that. Those are the Miranda rights. You see, you don't tell me what really happened. I'm going to read these to you while I'm driving your ass back to jail. And I didn't mind his delivery of that line, and I just wish he had more to do. Because other than that scene, he pretty much disappears till the end of the finale of the movie. And the acting, I can't say anything about the acting, the characters. There ain't shit there. There's nothing there worth a shit to mention. And the direction, there are times where the director has people talking to the camera like this. Hey, how's it going, baby? Hey, how's it going? I mean, that's awkward. If you're doing a found footage movie, it makes sense because you're literally supposed to look at a camera. But that's one of the, I mean, I like Trancers 2, but that's one of the problems I have with Trancers 2 is the director of that movie had the tendency to have people literally look at the camera and talk. It just seems awkward because they're breaking that wall. Wait, are they talking to, no, talking to me? Like some terrors break that, the fourth wall, they talk, and that's the thing, like you watch Ferris Bueller's Day Off before this, or Deadpool films and others after this, characters breaking the wall. That's kind of where your mind goes to when a character does that. So when they're doing this, your mind then fragments, wait a minute, are they talking to me? Oh no, they're talking to the character. Okay. And boom, your concentration is, I didn't have much with this fucking movie, because I already knew it sucked, and it sucked still. It's still a bitch that when sucks, she bites. So I don't want you to suck my dick again, because you're a biter. I don't like my dick bitten. Okay? Sorry, buddy. I'm sorry you got bit again. They won't bite you again. Cue the CSI Miami intro. They won't bite you again. See, that's why the guy goes, yow! Because his dick got bitten. I just mentioned that because before I did the review, I sat down and had my CSI Miami DVDs over there. I'm going off tangent. I'm talking about CSI Miami, which is a better fucking thing than this. So yeah, that looking to the camera, I think that was awkward and not needed. It didn't bring anything to the table. Effects-wise, there's really nothing that creative. There's a handful of decent gags, to be fair. When the tongue does go through the guy's back of his head, the snake hand thing, they're okay. Granted, for $5 million, the stuff in the first movie looked better and crazier. The lipstick stuff, you know. If you've seen Night of the Demons, you know what I mean by the lipstick. That looks more creative and gives me more pause of how they do that than this. And again, this had the budget of the first two combined. The fucking hands, the tits becoming hands, that gives me more pause of, what? Lucky fuck. But, oh, one person's heart gets ripped out. Like a handful. That's not enough to save the film, not in the slightest. They introduced this thing where it was never mentioned in the first two films, that I can remember, that, well, running water. Demons can't cross running water. What the fuck is that? Like, where the fuck did that come from? It's like, again, that was never a part of the first two movies that were demons running water. Where the fuck did that come from? It's just so we'd have a portal, like Waxwork, which is a better movie. And then there's a point where the lead character, the lead lady, she crosses through it. She's safe. She crosses back because we know the car. Fuck the car. You're safe. I need to go get the car. It wasn't really like, I can't leave my friends. I'm sorry, I can't. No, it's like, I gotta go get the car. Run, bitch. Get out the way. Get out the way, bitch. Get out the way. Run, bitch. Get out the way. Just run. fucking hell. Pissed off, spilled water on my fucking shirt. See this? No, you see that? If I spilled it on my fucking shirt, I pissed off with that notion. Like, you're safe, and then you go back because the car. Because you don't want to walk. That's what it seemed like. That's the way they built it up in the movie. If that's not the case, then they did a bad job portraying that scene. Does it feel like the only reason is that I don't want to walk? How about you crawl on your knees then? Fucking... And it's not the actress's fault. It's the shit that she was given. Now, maybe she still would not have been a good acting performance, but this is not that good of a script. You know, and that does help actors. Finally, the cop gets there after more and more people have been turned. Like, the one guy, the mask is now part of his face. Shitload of tired, unfunny yo mama jokes. Or devil, demon jokes. Again, the one woman, her puppet is now a snake as part of her hand. One person, sort of the asshole in the movie, I almost said Amanda, Angela, because it barely feels like she's in the fucking film. She's like talking to the asshole to try to get him to shoot the cop, but the cop shoots him in, you know, self-defense. Now it's 3 people left. Oh yeah, the one guy, the black guy that got shot, who's just dying the whole time. He crawls out, then he gets run over. Fully dies, and then he's a demon. It's 3 people left, including the cop. He gets his heart ripped out. The 2 pull Angela through the portal, so then she's a bunch of bones. Could be an interesting idea, but either the budget was lacking or the director didn't know how to properly set up that shot, because it's not nearly as graphic, horrifying, cool as that sounds. Pulling a demon through and then boom, it's the bones left. In the hands of someone like maybe a Sam Raimi, or even maybe the original director, Kevin S. Tenney, that could work a lot better. It wasn't the case here. It was not the case here. And then apparently the lead girl every Halloween is going to come back and make sure no one steps foot in this mansion. So in every Halloween she'll be back as the demon warrior. Whatever. I'm not a fan of this film. If you are, that's cool. I think the first Night of the Demons is better. Definitely, I mean, all the rest of Night of the Demons films are better than this. Like I said, I think this is easily the worst one. It's boring, it's slow. First half, you can almost skip the fucking first half. There's really nothing noteworthy to talk about. The second half, do you like the characters and the acting? No. The death scenes, I mean, nothing to really run home about. Creative juices. If you want to see Angela suck off a gun and gets the bullets, but then does nothing really with them. If she sucked out the bullets and they like, you know, shoot the ball right in the guy's eyeball, then another one in the other guy's other eyeball, and then one in his hands or his arms or whatever. Like, but it doesn't do that. So it even wastes that idea. The hand as a snake just looks more goofy than anything. Looks more silly than anything. It makes me think it's going to be part of the Kung Fu Drunken versus Snake Fist. I swear there was a Kung Fu movie I saw where all of a sudden the person's doing snake fu and then his hand's a snake. It might have been like one of those Bruce Lee rip-offs. Bruce Lee or Bruce Lee. It might have been one of those. But I remember it being better than this. Was it Bruce Lee the Invincible, or I can't remember. Or the superhero, Bruce Lee the superhero. See, I'd rather talk about that than this. So I'll just end it here before I go off. terrible dialogue, lame ass fucking film, 4-minute opening that they were really impressed by. I don't know why. And again, nothing in that 4-minute opening, does that relate to anything that happens in the film? No. They might as well just stolen that from another movie. Shit, we don't have the money for an opening credit, so steal this, and put it here, and put our credits on top of it. Might as well be the same fucking thing. And again, not much in terms of creativity. Even the first two Night of the Demons had that. So with that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.